Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to make a video about how to use percentage-based programming for calisthenics skills. So how do we use percentages associated with a 1 rep max being an exercise that you can only do for 1 repetition, and then beyond that is impossible because you'd be at failure. So to set the scene of why we might want to use this, when we start progressing past our beginner stage and we are looking to achieve more advanced skills like a handstand push-up, 1-arm chin-up, we know that we need to do progressions towards that skill that look similar and train the same muscle groups and are in the same movement pattern. If we're training for a handstand push-up, we know that we have to be doing something like pike push-ups. If we're training for the 1-arm chin-up, some kind of maybe 1-arm chin-up negative. So we know we need to be training these progressions for these exercises that look similar to the exercise we're eventually trying to achieve. Now what might be useful is assigning a difficulty rating to each of those progressions compared to our 1 rep max. Why would that be useful? We can't train at 100% intensity the whole time for a few reasons. If we were training at 100% of our 1 rep max the whole time, we can only do 1 rep per set. Part of being strong is being efficient in a movement pattern. So training your body to move load in that movement pattern, the shortest distance with the biggest muscles, giving your joints the shortest lever lengths, moving efficiently. So we need more practice at that than just 1 rep per set. The next part of being strong is training your nervous system to allow you to output maximal force given your amount of available muscle. So if we don't train at high intensities, we never get good at recruiting multiple muscle fibers or motor units at the same time. Essentially, a muscle is made up of multiple motor units. A motor unit is a collection of muscle fibers. The more motor units in one muscle that we can recruit at one time, the greater the force output. When we're training at higher reps for longer sets, these motor units, some of them are on and contracting, some of them are off recovering, and it cycles like this until we either stop the set or reach failure. When we're doing a more maximal strength test, we recruit more motor units at the same time if we've trained our nervous system to let us to do that. If we haven't, then we are not good at that skill. It's an element of practice. We need to practice being able to display maximum force output. So if we know we don't want to be training at maximum intensities the whole time, and we need to get some reps in, but we also need to train our nervous system, it would be useful to assign difficulty percentages or relative intensity percentages to any number of reps at any given progression of our exercise or percentage of our 1 rep max. I'm going to go into more detail in that in the video with some visual representation. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments as always, and I hope you enjoy the video. So here we see a rep max chart. The rep max chart shows us how many reps we can do at any given percentage of our 1 rep max if it was a maximum effort set, i.e. no more reps could be done. Next we'll look at relative intensity percentage, which is a way of rating the difficulty of a set with any number of reps. We know in a 5 rep max that we can lift 87% of our 1 rep max. But this is a rep max, and a rep max represents 100% relative intensity. We can't do any more reps in that set. But what if we want to do only 80% relative intensity, meaning we've got 20% of our overall effort left at the end of a set? Let's look at an example. Let's say we want to do 5 reps at 80% relative intensity. If we know our 1 rep max for an exercise is 100 kilograms, then we know from our rep max chart earlier that our 5 rep max is 100 kilograms times 87%, or 0.87. This gets us a 5 rep max of 87 kilograms. Then to work out what's 80% relative intensity, we take this 87 kilograms and times by the 80% we're looking for, or 0.8. This means we should be lifting 69.6 kilograms for our 5 reps at 80%, rounded up to 70. But how do we translate this system into an unweighted calisthenics exercise? Let's use the example of mantle chin-ups that we can use to help us get the 1-arm chin-up. This is a mantle chin-up. The higher the ring on the right hand side of the screen goes, the easier the exercise becomes and the more possible reps we can do in one set. Looking at this rep max chart from earlier, we need to devise a system where we can assign a progression of the exercise to each of these percentage of intensities. What's this exercise versus this exercise versus this exercise? Using a system where each quarter diameter of a ring is the next progression jump, we can assign each progression a percentage of a 1 rep max. In this example, the athlete can't do more than 1 rep when the lower ring is a full ring below the upper ring. As long as we've tested a couple of the different progressions to see the max number of reps we can achieve at that progression, we can reasonably accurately estimate all of the other progressions and how many reps we're likely to achieve at that progression. Now let's calculate what progression we need to use so we're doing 2 reps at 92% relative intensity. The most we can do for our 2 rep max is 95% of our 1 rep max. So the calculation we use is the 95% associated with the 2 rep max times by the 92% relative intensity we're looking for. This means we should use the progression that's equal to 87% of our 1 rep max. And we see from our earlier workings, this means we should use rings at an even height because that's equal to 87% of our 1 rep max. So hopefully you can see from what I outlined in the video why relative intensity might be useful to use when we're trying to scale progressions of a bodyweight skill to help us achieve an advanced calisthenics goal like the handstand push-up or the one-arm chin-up. So if you look down in the description, I'm going to include a download link for the relative intensity calculator. So you can use this specifically for helping towards the one-arm chin-up with the mantle chin-ups, like the example we used in this video. Or it can easily be changed to use for something like handstand push-up, pistol squat, any exercise really that you can do different progressions of that are different intensities. And you can use the system I outlined in the video to assign intensities to whatever progression you're needing to assign it to for that given exercise. Again, questions down in the comments if you have any. The next video is going to be on how you can use these systems that I've outlined today and take it a step further and write a full program of training with it. Thanks again for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the content that I'm producing, hit that subscribe button, which would help me out a lot, help grow my channel. And if you want me to cover anything else in my next videos, feel free to leave it in the comments as well. Thanks very much, guys. Peace.